Hello everybody, it's MAGMA. I'm here with a LEGO Star Wars review for the 2014 LEGO Star Wars Wave. We're going to go ahead and start off as usual with the prequel sets that were released that year. And the first one is the 75058 MTT from Star Wars Episode 1. It contains 954 pieces, 12 minifigures, and used to retail for $90 US and 100 euros. So this set was overall a pretty big letdown. I really did enjoy like the shape of the MTT and the color that they made for the color scheme that they chose. However, it's considerably smaller than the 2007 previous MTT, and ultimately the minifigure selection was also pretty poor because we did get some minifigures, but we also got a few droids, which was considerably less minifigures. The MTT in 2007 had around 22 minifigures, I believe, and this one has only 12. So it's a much smaller set. It's definitely a nice set in itself, but when it is compared to like other models that LEGO has done in the previous past, it's a really big letdown. I mean, even the one in 2001, I believe, was still a bit bigger than this one. So, yeah. Then we have obviously the 30244 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor polybag, a nice little polybag that was released at the time. We also have the 30247 ARC 170 Starfighter, another little polybag that was kind of cute. And then we move on to Star Wars Episode 3 with the 75035, the Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack, and this is one of my all-time favorite battle packs. Not my favorite, but one of my favorite, because we do get some Kashyyyk Troopers, and this has really helped me with my Kashyyyk display, with those of you guys who are familiar with that on my channel. We do get two of the, what do you call those, the Kashyyyk Scout Troopers, I believe, and the 41st Elite Corps Troopers, and then we have some of the, these guys are kind of just made up, but they're just regular clone troopers with camo, I guess, camo painting on them. And then the little battle pack comes with a swamp speeder, so that was kind of nice. Then we move on to the 75036 Utapau Troopers Battle Pack. This is, I believe, one of my all-time favorite battle pack. I think this is my favorite. I have like 5 of this one. It came with one of the tri-droids that we saw on Utapau, as well as some battalion troopers from the 212, and then some airborne troopers from the 212 as well. So really nice minifigures, amazing color selection and printing on the minifigures. And the build, for some reason, just sticks onto me because I really just enjoy the Utapau tri-droid. So, a very nice battle pack. Definitely want to see more battle packs like this one. Then we have the 75037 Battle on Seleucami. This set is kind of weird because it's really overpriced for what it is, but for some reason I really enjoy it. I wish it was just a regular battle pack, but it's not. It was like $15, or yeah. So it was a bit more expensive, and what you got was this like tiny little bunker for the droids. You got a staff, which was really nice, and then just a bunch of droids. But the really big highlight for me was the Bark Speeder and the Commander Neo, or just the Bark Trooper, however you want to call that minifigure. And yeah, I got like 2 of this set, mainly just because I wanted to get more of the Bark Troopers. And he is a really nice exclusive minifigure to that set, and it's overall a nice little set to get multiples of, because you get multiple Bark Troopers, Bark Speeders, Staffs, and Battle Droids. So a very nice set to get. I really wish LEGO would make more sets like this. Then we have the 75038 Jedi Interceptor. This is a remake of the 2005 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, and it's a pretty straightforward model. As you can see, it's really what you see is what you get. You have R2, you have Anakin Skywalker, and it comes with 223 pieces, so it is it does have considerably more pieces than the previous model in 2005, and is a huge upgrade with more precise detailing, stronger build, and the cockpit is just overall larger. So a very nice Jedi Starfighter. Then we have the 75039, the BWing Starfighter. This set was as well like a considerably better improvement. Most of the sets in this line are just improvements on old 2005 sets, which is why I really enjoy this 2014 wave. This BWing is just much better than the previous one from 2006. It has somewhat of the same minifigures because you still get just a droid and a clone pilot, so nothing like exciting there, but The V-Wing just has a much better shape. It has some stickers, so more detailing. It's much stronger and sturdier, and it's just a overall upgrade on looks and quality of the old V-Wing. So I would really say that if you want to have a V-Wing Starfighter for the Republic, this is the set to get. Definitely a very underrated LEGO set. Then we have the 75040 General Grievous's wheel bike. So even though this set is actually like a huge improvement and much better than the one we had in 2005, for some reason I do not really like this set. I have it, but I don't really know why I don't like it. The Obi-Wan minifigure and General Grievous minifigures are amazing. They're definitely really big highlights of the set. And the wheel bike itself is very detailed and looks much better, and it is probably 10 times better than the one we had in 2005. But for some reason I just don't really like it. I think I'm just not a fan of the vehicle in general, so that's why I'm not a big fan of this wheel bike in particular. But I don't really have a reason to give, but I just do not like this set in general. We have the 75041 Vulture Droid. This is a pretty cool set because we haven't had a Vulture Droid in a long time, and ever since this Vulture Droid we haven't really had one, so this one is kind of the big upgrade. It is for once actually to scale with the minifigures. It is super detailed. It has a lot of stickers, but it is also in the light and dark blue as we saw in the Clone Wars and Clone Wars and Star Wars Episode 3. So it's I don't know, it's just a very detailed Vulture Droid, huge improvement over all of the ones in the past, and it is actually worthy of being its own little set. Even though it is kind of overpriced at $25 US, it could have been cheaper, and the minifigure selection wasn't that great. We still got the Nemodian Guard, so that was a really big highlight, but there could have been more minifigures. It could have been a cheaper set, so that's why it didn't sell so well. And it was kind of just a harder set to get in general, because I know a lot of stores didn't actually have this set, so not too sure what was going on there. Next up we have the 75042 Droid Gunship. This is not like a really desirable vehicle in the Star Wars lore, but nonetheless it was made, and it is a great set. It's just not desirable vehicle, that's all. It came at the time with the new Chewbacca and then just Scout Trooper and some battle droids, so nothing really exciting there. At the time the new Chewbacca was like a huge highlight, which is why this set sold so well, but nonetheless it is just a huge upgrade on the one we had in 2009, I believe, or 2010, not sure. It is a huge upgrade on that one, but still it's not the best looking vehicle for the Separatists. Moving on, we have the 75043 ATAP. This is one of my favorite sets. It contains 717 pieces, 5 minifigures, which one of them was Commander Gree and Tarful, which are some pretty exclusive minifigures there. The ATAP is a huge improvement again on the 2008 ATAP that was released. It has a much better structure, much better look overall, stands up higher, and it does have some sort of green detailing overall, which makes it more it gives it a better Kashyyyk look, I guess, if you really wanted to use this with Kashyyyk. And it is just a very fun set to play with overall. It's kind of like an Imperial ATST, but with more firepower, with more space inside, and it is more sturdy because it has that third leg. So overall, it's a great looking set for me personally, but it's just a great LEGO set to play with in general, and the playability and fun that you can have on this set is just overwhelming. It's really uncomparable to a lot of the sets we get for Star Wars. Moving on, we have a more exclusive LEGO Star Wars set. This one was a Target exclusive. It is the 75044 Droid Tri-Fighter. It didn't come with such desirable minifigures. The only big highlight of this set was Palpatine with his Star Wars Episode 3 gray robe. It has a very astonishing printing. It's great. It's definitely a really collectible minifigure, but not very useful. And we had a Buzz Droid, but that came in the Vulture Droid, a Security Droid, but those come in in sets every now and then, so nothing special. And then a regular Battle Droid, so nothing really there for you. The only thing that I can say about this set, having it, is that it was just a sturdy and nice improvement on the color and sturdiness of the 2009 version of the Droid Tri-Fighter. So it's just a cleaner and better version, more sturdy, upgrade from the previous one that we had, but still, it's a Droid Tri-Fighter, so there's no real drive, nothing like special there. I'm not a huge fan of the vehicle in general, so I have it because I wanted to have a nice display with my Arc Fighter, but there's nothing more to say about that. Moving on, we're going to the actual original trilogy, so Star Wars Episode 4, I believe, and this is the 75034 Death Star Troopers, and it comes with 2 of the Imperial Royal Guards and then 2 Imperial Gunners, as seen on the Death Star. The little build accompanied in this battle pack is just a Death Star, I don't know how to call this gun, I'm just going to call it. It's one of the heavy guns that shoot out from the Death Star. We saw this in the trench run in Star Wars Episode 4. The Gunners, this is their first and only appearance in Lego, I guess, and that's what makes this battle pack so cool. And then Imperial Royal Guards, it's always nice to get more of those. So, very nice set. I have 2 of this, and I would definitely recommend people getting this battle pack. Moving on, I believe this is my favorite set from this year, the 75052 Mos Eisley Cantina. Honestly, this set is just overwhelming because it comes with the Mos Eisley Cantina as a whole. It also comes with a dewback, which we haven't seen in such a long time, and then it also comes with the land speeders. So definitely you're getting everything that you need for the Mos Eisley Cantina display. There's a lot of great minifigures such as the Bith Musicians, Greedo, Han Solo, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Sand Trooper. Like, you're really getting a lot of minifigures. 8 minifigures is pretty decent. It was a very overpriced set for some reason, but that's kind of understandable considering that you got the dewback, which was exclusive and still is exclusive to this set. The Cantina compared to the one we got in 2018, I believe. This one is complete, so you have the bar, and then you have some booths and a little special private room, so definitely a very nice build. And then the sand speeder, well, it's just, I mean, the land speeder is just a land speeder, so it's the same one we've been having forever, just repainted into a more sand orange color. So definitely highly recommended set. Definitely suggest you guys go ahead and pick this up if you have not already, and if you are an original trilogy fan. Moving on, we have the 75055 Imperial Star Destroyer. Again, this is a set I really want to get. This is the only set from this year that I really want to get that I haven't had yet. It contains 7 minifigures. It's pretty straightforward. It's really just an Imperial Star Destroyer with some Stormtroopers, some crew, and then Darth Vader. So there's nothing really exciting there, but it does contain 1,359 pieces. And since I have the old 2006 model, I really wish I could have this model to compare it and see which one is better. It does have a great exterior look. I was told that the internal part of this set isn't as good for playability as it used to be in 2006, but its overall look has just really been improved a lot. So that's what really drives me to get this set. And I do have to mention it was a $130 set, so not very cheap. Next up, we have the 75049 Snowspeeder. I'm going to go ahead and go pretty quick with you guys on this one. It was a Snowspeeder like all the Snowspeeders we've had in the past, honestly, nothing really special. Luke Skywalker, Dak Router, as usual. The only highlight was the inclusion of the new molded Snowtrooper. So it's a new Snowtrooper that has a helmet separate from the backpack, and a new printing for the torso, new printing for the legs, just an overall huge improvement on the Snowtrooper minifigures, so that's the only nice thing about this set. Moving on, we have the 75054 AT-AT, and again, this is the same AT-AT that we got in 2011 or 2010, I believe, so there's nothing really special in the build. Again, they just made the head a little bit bigger, they made a little bit more space inside, but ultimately it's just another AT-AT, so nothing really special. What really made this set sell a bit more was the new AT-AT driver, General Veers, and the new Snowtrooper Commander and Snowtrooper minifigures, which were exclusive to that set. As I just mentioned, 2014 was the year where we got the new Snowtroopers, so that was a really big highlight. But it was pretty overpriced. It was $110, but it did contain 1,138 pieces and 5 minifigures. So I really feel like more minifigures or a little speeder would have been nice. I really just feel like this set is lacking for some reason. I'm not too sure why, but yeah, it's just another Imperial AT-AT. Definitely a nice model to get if you want to have an Imperial AT-AT. Then we have the 30246 Imperial Shuttle Polybag. It's a nice little polybag, again, promotional. You could also get this for $4 US, so, you know, it's always nice to get little polybags. Moving on, we have the 75050 BWing Starfighter. Honestly, this set is really nice. Like the Imperial Star Destroyer that year, it's pretty standard, as, you know, it's really just a nice upgrade and a decent looking BWing, which comes with 3 minifigures, 2 pilots, being the Rebel pilot and 10 Numb, and then General Kraken, or however you spell his name. It was 60 US, it was actually $50 US, so definitely a nice deal on the BWing. I don't know, it's a very standard set, like there's not much to say about it. It's just a BWing literally, so folding wings, flick fire missiles, rotating cockpits, but the build is very nice looking, very sharp looking, and the minifigure selection was very nice. So if you were into a BWing and you're like an original trilogy fan, then this is definitely a set to get for you. Otherwise, you can skip the set and you're not really missing out on anything. So then we move on to some of the microfighters. I'm not going to talk too much about them, I'm just going to name them and say one thing about them. For example, the 75028 Clone Turbo Tank was a nice microfighter because it came with a clone trooper. Then we have its rival, the 75029 AAT, which was pretty poor because, you know, it only came with a battle droid, so not a big drive there for $10. Then we have the 75030 Millennium Falcon, so it came with Han Solo, but it was a Millennium Falcon, so a little bit more of an iconic microfighter, which is why it sold out so fast, and it was a bit harder to get than the other microfighters. Then we have the 75031 TIE Interceptor, so it came with a nice Imperial pilot, so that's nice, I guess. We have the X-Wing Fighter 75032, so it came with an exclusive Red 10 pilot minifigure, so that's, you know, an exclusive minifigure always sells a bit better. Then we have the Star Destroyer, which was 75033, which came with an Imperial crew member, so he was a bit more of a harder minifigure to get, which is why he sold pretty well with the Star Destroyer. Then we're going to move on to the expanded universe, so we have the Polybag 5002122 TC4, very nice minifigure. Highly suggest hardcore Clone Wars fans get this set, or get this little polybag. And then we have another set from the expanded universe. It is the 75051, the Jedi Scout Fighter. This is from the Yoda Chronicles, and I still got this set because it has very Star Wars look to it. It could very easily be implemented in the Clone Wars or in Star Wars Rebels. It's a vehicle that could so easily be part of the Star Wars universe that I got it, even though it's not actually Star Wars. And it did come with some really nice minifigures, such as the Ithorian Jedi Master, the RA7 Protocol droid, and the Astromech droid. Those are minifigures that we saw in the Clone Wars, and that we saw just in general all over the place in Star Wars, and you know, they don't really come in sets that often, so it's a nice set to get. It is a very nice set, but you have to keep in mind that it's not actually Star Wars. Then we have sets from Star Wars Rebels. We have the 75048 The Phantom, and I have nothing to say on this set, actually. I really have nothing to say. The only thing I can say is that it comes with Ezra and Chopper, and it can be connected to the 75053 The Ghost, which, in my opinion, if you get the Ghost, you have to get the Phantom, but if you get the Phantom, you don't necessarily have the money to get the Ghost, which was a $100 set, so... but this is kind of the Millennium Falcon of the Star Wars Rebels show, so if you did enjoy the Star Wars Rebels show, then this is almost a must-get. Came with Hera, Kanan, Zeb, and a Stormtrooper, so a fair amount of the crew of the Ghost, and yeah, that's it. It's a very nice set, it's a very big set, very detailed, as you can see, very colorful. It's a more creative take on the idea of the Millennium Falcon, so the Corellian fighter, as they call it. This set is overall a pretty big drive if you are a fan of the Rebels show. If you don't really like the Rebels as I did, this is definitely a set you can skip out on, and you're really not missing out on anything. Then we have the Advent Calendar, as always, just mentioning it, but nothing special, really. A bunch of blind minifigures and micro builds that I really couldn't care less about. And then we come to actually 3 of my favorite sets, and we finish off the video. First one is the 75045 Republic AV7 cannon from the Clone Wars, and I really love this set because I've always wanted to get the Republic AV7 cannon. It comes with 2 of the Wolfpack troopers, Wolfpack clone troopers, so that's amazing. It also comes with a remastered Plo Koon, so definitely the minifigure selection is on point. A Droideka was included to be considered as a 4th minifigure, so whatever, I guess. And but the cannon itself is a great build. It's really detailed. It's super fun to play with, and you really can get, like, I don't know. It's just a really, if you are a hardcore Clone Wars fan, this is almost a must-get set because it is just so iconic to all Clone Wars fans. I mean, it played a major role in the first part of the first Clone Wars movie, I think. So yeah, and it retailed for only $40 US, but it was, however, a Walmart exclusive, which made this set much harder to get for a lot of people. Then we have the 75046 Coruscant Police Gunship. It used to retail for $50 US. This set is just, it is so much more expensive to get it nowadays. I think nowadays it goes for like $100 or $150. It was a Toys R Us exclusive, but you couldn't find it in all Toys R Us, so it was just really hard to get in general. It came with 2 remastered Shock Troopers, which is the big highlight, remastered Ahsoka Tano and Anakin Skywalker, and it was part of the last episodes from the Clone Wars, so very sentimental value there. The Coruscant Police Gunship itself is a very nice looking gunship, very fun to play with. It has a lot of playability, more space than you would think it has. It's actually it's a much bigger build than one could possibly expect. And it was also seen in Star Wars Rebels with a different color tone, so it is definitely part of the Star Wars saga. So very nice build there. Then I have to mention the 5002123 Darth Revan Polybag, which was released for May the 4th. Definitely a nice minifigure from Star Wars The Old Republic. And finally, let's end off with the 75059 Sandcrawler. This is part of the Ultimate Collector series, whether people want it or not, unfortunately. Came with 14 minifigures, had 3,296 pieces, and it used to retail for $300 US. So it was a LEGO exclusive, and it is definitely one of my favorite LEGO sets in my collection. I am so happy to have this. It is just so iconic. The huge Sandcrawler, it's really just a massive big block, and it comes with so many different and cool minifigures. So, but yeah, this is a UCS set, and I'll keep those for another video, as I've mentioned previously. 2014 only came with 1 UCS set, which was the Sandcrawler, but it was kind of worth it, so yeah. So guys, that is going to be it for the 2014 year in review. Thanks for watching, and please leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you guys think on most of these sets. Did I skip out on some sets? Did I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you guys next time here on my channel for another great LEGO Star Wars video. Bye bye.